Morning, everybody. So, weather seems to be breaking, getting warmer, at least above freezing at least. At least those temperatures seem to be in the forecast for most of us. I'm sure there's still a cold spell and some light snow in the upper Midwest, but it's still February and it's still winter. So at least for them, this isn't anything abnormal. I wanted to pose this question to everybody. So what did you learn this past week about your preps? Okay, maybe it wasn't bad where you were. It sure wasn't for me. Okay, life went on pretty much as normal around here. But, I saw all the stories, all the videos, all the news reports out of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri. I'm hoping you all got to thinking a little bit about your readiness and your preparedness. I wanted to talk about a few things I learned, even though, like I said, I was spared any of the nastiness of the storm. There were still things that were on our mind, and it was that, holy shit, what if moment for me that told me what I need to focus on now. Okay. First one, being dependent on electricity for heat. Now, my house is all electric except for the oven. Why they built this place with a 500-gallon propane tank just for the stove and the oven, I have no idea, but at least it's a resource I have available to me. We all heard the stories about Texas and the power outages and no heat and temperatures below zero in some places. 30 plus people died because of the cold. Granted, some of them by doing stupid stuff, but I read one story where one gentleman froze to death sitting in his recliner. Okay, that's just wrong. For me, this means getting an alternate source of heat as fast as possible. A propane heater seems to be the best quick fix for me, and I found a 30,000 BTU one that'll heat 1,000 square feet for under $300. That could be the difference between life and death. And I'd like to think the value of my life, and certainly the value of Mrs. Pinball's life, is more than $300. Okay. So number 2 brings me to fuel. Okay. Did you see the pictures down in Texas where people were standing in line outside for 8 hours in 0-degree temperatures to get 20-pound propane tanks filled? Okay. A 20-pound propane tank will last about 15 hours in the heater I mentioned in number 1. Okay. There's 23 hours in a day. It means I can get warm for 15 hours. There's 24 hours in a day. Yeah, there you go. Can't do my math right. I can be warm for 15 hours. I can go stand out in the cold for 8, and there's 23 of my 24 hours. That's where the 23 came from. Okay. To buy extra 20-pound propane tanks, they're about $50 a piece. Sometimes you can find them on Craigslist for a lot less, even free. Okay, because nobody will buy them if you're trying to get rid of one, but you can get extras. Okay. They're empty, then go exchange the tank, get a full one, and or fill it, do whatever you need to do. It might be worthwhile to get a few extra tanks. At least in a situation like this, you wouldn't be standing outside every day. Maybe it'd be every third day or something like that you'd have to go get a tank full. After all, propane doesn't go bad like gasoline, so having a few extra backups is a great prep, even if it's only for the barbecue grill that you're doing your summer barbecues on, or in an SHTF situation it's your cooking source. Okay. Number 3, a generator. I talked about this the other day. I've got a generator that'll run my fridge, my freezers, my computer and modem, but no lights, certainly no well pump, and absolutely no heat. Okay. So this has led me to look into, much more seriously, an alternate power source. I'm going to look at a Generac, but I think that's going to be prohibitively expensive. So the other alternative is getting another portable generator and a transfer switch to run my furnace and my water pump. Okay, sure, that would mean 2 backup heat sources, but we're preppers. Okay, we have backups for our backups, redundancy. Okay, right now I have no backup for electric, so yeah, this is important to me. Okay. Still, the cost of a large generator and an electrician is going to be about $2,000. All right. Now, of course, this needs fuel gasoline or propane, and that means storage. Like I said, I got a 500-gallon propane tank, but even then, that's a resource that's eventually going to be depleted in a long-term SHTF, okay? So number 4, another option is some sort of wood stove or fireplace. And yes, I looked into this too this week, okay? Putting a fireplace in for me is about 10 grand. So unless I win the lottery, that's out, because while it'll give me heat, it wouldn't run my well pump, all right? It may be something I look into in the distant future, because eventually propane and gas will run out for me around here, but wood is plentiful, all right? A wood stove to heat my house would be about $1,000 plus installation, so that's much easier on the wallet than a fireplace. It still means me chopping wood if I didn't have a chainsaw available. Again, if I run out of gas, okay. Chopping wood would be difficult at my age, but at least it's still somewhat doable, all right? Hence, stockpiling more wood is on my agenda, even though I don't have any way to use it now other than a fire pit, okay? But if anything, seasoned wood is also a good barter item, all right? Now, get into some of the other ones. Water. How many stories did we hear about frozen pipes and people complaining they don't have water? Tons of them, okay? There's snow on the ground. Get a few buckets full, melt it, purify it, and you're set. Problem is, most people don't have a Berkey or an Alexa Pure, okay? Me, I've got a zero water, and I can boil and then filter the water, okay? It works, all right? Problem solved, I think, all right? I also have a well with a hand pump and a good amount of water in storage. Plus, I've also got life straws, I've got water purification tablets, I've got bleach, so I've got plenty of ways to get water and purify it. I'm on a lake, too, so even without snow, there's plenty of water around me. This one drives me nuts. If you don't have multiple ways to get water, you're screwed, all right? How can people not be prepared for this? $20 buys you a life straw. At a minimum, have one of those, okay? If somebody had a life straw, go out, shovel some snow, put it in a 5-gallon bucket, and drink the damn thing out of the life straw. Poof, you're done, okay? You got water, okay? Yeah, you're not going to take a hot shower, but, oh, poor baby, you know, I'm not high priority here this week, okay? Clothing. I get it. It doesn't get cold down south that often, and it rarely snows. But come on. Not having a winter coat, hats, gloves, scarves, and boots. I mean, I saw people in videos outside in hoodies because that's all they had. It doesn't get that cold in Tennessee either, but I've got a couple of heavy winter coats and scarves and knit hats and gloves just in case. I've worn my main coat maybe 3 times. I mean, I've got an old one, still my old field jacket from the Army, you know, good old OD green, that is beat and tattered, but I've still got it, okay? The coat that I have for regular everyday wear, I've had for a few years. I actually bought it in Vegas, okay? Not that it gets that cold in Vegas, but I remember being stationed in El Paso, Texas, okay? Know where that is, you know, far western tip of Texas, all right? And pulling guard duty in the middle of the night, wearing a parka because it was so cold in the desert at night. It's a prep. If you don't have warm clothing, go out and get it now. Even if you don't wear it for 2 years, who cares? You still have it when you wear it, and it's not going to spoil, okay? Go to Walmart, spend $30-$40 on a decent coat, and you're fine, all right? You know, the Columbia brand coat will be better than a hoodie. Food. Again, Texas. This one also drives me nuts. There was at least a few days warning, if not a week, that this storm was coming. And sure enough, after the temperatures dropped and the snow began to fall, then people went to the store to try to buy food. Here's where it gets worse. The storm probably destroyed a good portion of the winter wheat crop, so bread and flour is going to get a whole lot more expensive this year. Okay, I still believe in a 1-year supply of food, and y'all know I'm a strong proponent of gardening. Okay, but these people that couldn't prep 3 days in advance. Okay, I got no sympathy for them. Driving. All right, number 8. Southerners can't drive in the snow and ice. I'm sorry if this is offensive, but it's true. They're just not used to it. I grew up in the north, drove in many snowstorms in my life. But guess what? I haven't done it since 2016 when I lived in Salt Lake City, and I'm not good at it anymore either. If you're not used to driving in this, stay off the roads, period, okay? Here's the other thing, and I know a few of you are saying to yourself, oh, I'm a pro at driving in the snow. That's great, okay? How about that guy that's coming at you down the road? Maybe he's not, okay? Just because you're great at it doesn't mean somebody else can't hit you. Keep yourself alive. For those of you up north laughing at us, and I know a few of you are, okay, please know we don't have snow plows, salt trucks, snow blowers down here. Our way to clear the roads is solar power, So yeah, we're green. Number 9, your pets and your livestock. It's cold for them too, okay? They're not used to this weather any more than you are. Make sure you get the dogs and the cats indoors. They're domestic animals, all right? If you won't let the dog in the house in weather like this, you got no business having a dog. Sorry, that's my opinion. Take it or leave it, but I stand by that one, okay? As for livestock, I'm no farmer, rancher, anything of the sort. Certainly not even anything close to an expert or authority or anything on livestock, okay? But common sense tells me, make sure that you got ample hay for their bedding, get some heat lamps, get some heat mats for them or whatever to keep them warm. Obviously you've got some sort of shelter to keep them out, but, even then, your little chicken coop or whatever, if it gets down to 8 below zero, like some of these places where, that little metal tin doesn't insulate them at all. So, do something for them. They're your livelihood. And, I know you love them too. I mean, granted, you're raising them for food, but, you still care about them. All right. Number 10, the importance of community. And I'm going to end this on a very positive note. Okay. Things like this bring people together. By nature, we try to help each other, okay? And I'll give you this little story. Before the snow and ice were supposed to hit us here in Tennessee, friends of ours called us and asked about our backup heat situation in case the power went out. They told us if the power went out and we had no heat, to come up to them and stay warm by their fireplace. I can't tell you how great these people are and how much I value their friendship. I always know that if I need something, there's somebody I can call and they'll help. I think they know the same thing of me and Mrs. Pinball too. Because in SHTF events, big or small, we're gonna need each other. No matter how much you think you don't, you do, okay? Take care, everyone. Thaw out a bit. Get life back in order the best you can, and use this week that we just went through as a training exercise to figure out what you need for the next event, because there will be one. I promise. Pinball out.